Right, and we're off again for second time. Hopefully everything is going to be fine this time. Hey, we would...
Oh, he learns through trial and error. That's interesting.
Makes sense.
Gabe's putting the same sort of strategy to the test. He's got a different tile this time. I assume he does have a pallet there. Yes, he does. He did get off his live.
No.
But I don't think he can make it to that window before he gets hit, unless he pulls off some really crazy spin. Oh, almost. Just drop the pallet, move on. Ooh, and out the back.
How dare you abuse this building against me?
What building? It's just a gas station is all. Do you need me, or do you know where I am?
No, I think I know where you are.
I'm running through Shack.
Yeah, and he's gone full circle all the way back to Shack. Just waiting and waiting. Okay, he sees him coming up. He's bolting for the jungle gym. He will get the window. Gabe makes it back to Shack. Just in time to drop the pallet, or as I should probably say, the shock was not timed as well.
Nice job.
I will more you now.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, ready. Oh, lag.
Right, he's going to the window. Ooh, right into him.
Oh, stupid
Slides
balls.
away.
I lagged a level 2 at the start. That's compensation.
Moving to the next tile set. What is the next tile set? Looks like it's a floor wall. Taking the pallet side so he can't get it, but he does get the window. He's going to try and loop that back into the jungle gym. Does manage to get the pallet, but turn goes around.
What?
What the heck? That was lag, right?
Yeah, that was definitely lag. Oh, okay then, I guess.
Ooh, he missed the shot.
Alright.
And he makes it all the way back to Shack. He just pre-dropped the Shack pallet. I was assuming he's running away. He did make the right call. Just takes the window instead of wasting his time breaking the pallet. Fox camping the pallets. He sees the red stain from his add-on. But he makes it around regardless. He's going to loop that back into Shack. Ooh, but did not fake him out. Grem is refusing to break that Shack pallet. Oh, and he just misses.
Whoa. Where am I?
And he's still refusing to break that Shack pallet.
Fox, curse you and your weird lagginess.
And he gets it.
GG.
Easy. Alright, ready?
Alright, and we're off again. Let's follow Mr. Grem. Alright, so play Shack. Drops the pallet. probably going to bolt towards main building if he's continuing to use the same strategy as he did last time. And his luck
I
still
hate this
holds.
building
The
so much.
front door is still closed. Oh, Graham's going to try and sneak around, but that's probably just going to give him more
Right.
time to hold W and get distance. How far away is he? He's all the way around the corner, getting ready to re-enter. He's going to play the truck car loop. Graham trying to play some mind games, but he's just holding W away. Good call on JoJo's part. See, Graham is opting to go around the rock, or the hill if you want to call it that, to make sure he doesn't have the line of sight, but again, JoJo's taking full advantage and just holding W and making him walk that extra distance. And we've almost looped all the way back to Shaq. Continue to the instant drop, because he does only have one run, so we might as well make use of every single pallet you find. He gets the window. Oh, but he fakes him out. Graham takes the hit. JoJo using that speed boost to get around and head back to what appears to be the main building. And again, making use of the loops that he has. Graham holding down the pallet, trying to fake him out with his power, but unlucky. Ooh, and JoJo getting the stun and waiting to see if Graham commits to the pallet break. And back into the main building. Because the front door is locked, the back window is closed. He's going to wait to see if he can fake him out. But JoJo's just going to wait there. He's like, I can see ya. He can see him. He can see him. He knows exactly where he is, so there is no playing around this. But I don't know if Graham realizes that he can see him, unfortunately, because his FOV is quite a bit lower when he's crouched. Well, it looks like he broke the stalemate, and JoJo is running around.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right, Vamp heading right to the main building. Just got to make sure I actually mute up in the Discord so they don't have to be distracted by me. Ooh, not playing around the car loop, smart, just immediately leaving as he sees the crouch. Ooh, Graham's choosing to break in through here instead of taking the doorway. But now this does leave it open for a new loop to be created. And he does unfortunately have the front door broken, so he does have to take the time to break that. Vamp making the tactical decision to just almost leave the loop every time Graham crouches. Graham trying to take advantage of that, but Vamp staying in the loop this time.
Yeah, that was
He got me with one of those.
nasty hit. Okay.
Right, let's see how much distance Vamp can get while that pallet is broken. Makes it around all the way to the truck. And he's choosing not to play the truck
Yeah.
and play the exact same loop over here. Oh, I see what he's doing there. He is going to figure eight loop these two. Keep them connected. And have the option to dodge through to the window. Very well done, that setup. does get the pallet drop after the window fake. Heading out towards the jungle gym. Graham trying to make him panic with the crouch. But Vamp does have the Earth of Steel
No,
and
bro,
he does get
Yeah.
it.
Nice job.
Right, and we're off. Alright, Graham starting out running towards main building, but choosing not to go there. And Skade taking full advantage of the Eerie button just to break through any pallet in his way. Choosing to break the door before he's even jumped in, and he's rushing around to the side of the building. Now we know that the window will not be there for him because that door did spawn closed.
Well, that window's boarded up.
Yeah, I broke the door on the other side.
No, I just meant the window.
And looks like Gade's gonna opt to go for the Bloodlust here,
Nice slide.
Thanks.
but Graham's slide does carry him to the next loop. But I think Gade might be able to sneak out a hit here. Oh, he doesn't get it and gets stunned on top of that. That's not gonna matter. He's just gonna jump over and instant break the pallet with the Eerie button. It doesn't look like Graham's got much left for him. And
Yes.
down.
Ready whenever you are.
Do it.
Okay, we're not going to call a false start on that because they both seem to know what was going on.
I
Alright.
fucked up.
Oh, Fox getting blocked.
That's unlucky.
It's an unlucky dead zone.
Okay, just waits for his
What?
power. Wait for his power. Now we do have the back window on this version. Gage's just going to block him.
Cheating.
Is it?
Yeah, bro, you're not supposed to play better than me. That's cheating. Don't you know that?
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Fox not liking that outplay.
Let me just uninstall my W key real quick.
He is making his way
That should make it fair.
back to the shack, knowing full well that Gate's got the Eerie button. He's not going to be able to fake Fox out so easily. We're going to take Fox's perspective. He's holding the corner. He
And I hate
does
how
have to be
great
careful
the mending thing is.
because his mend timer is ticking down every second that he's standing still. Right, he's just going to force the 3 times around, and then he's got to make sure he gets the pallets done here.
Now you down me no matter what.
Unfortunately, he could not get it, which means it's an easy catch-up for Gade.
Hopium. Oh,
Good try,
come
good
on,
try.
man. Come on.
Right, off to the races. As we saw in the last couple runs, Joe is really good at using those windows and cracks in the buildings to see where the killer is. Oh, that is unfortunate. He was mentioning earlier that he was having problems with his controller, and hopefully that didn't cause him to miss the vault. Which it was very unfortunate to take that hit really early on, but it's also Legion, and you're going to take an early hit anyway. Gabe managing to track him with sound, knew exactly which way he ran. Takes chance to break the door now. And Joe just running straight back to Shack. Gonna stop in here and use the pallet if you can get it. Now knowing that he does have the Eerie button, but he has to wait a little bit before he can use it. He's going to use as much of that time as he can. When he gets the other pallet break, and then we have the instant with the Eerie button, and Gade will catch up. He might even choose to break this one as well, and he does. Now, of course, Gade hitting Joe here kind of just gives Joe a speed boost, and then puts him into the deep wound. But that's not going to be a big issue. It's all being in Deep Wound's going to do for him is make it so that he has to stand still, but why would he be standing still in a 1v1? Alright.
Now you're just being mean to Raptor.
Man, you made me teabag so many times.
I know, now you're toxic.
Hit me.
Waiting right there for him.
Is that what
Wait.
you tried to do, Vamp?
Not sure
I
what's
mean, it
going on
let
with
you
this
hold
one.
it for some reason. That was weird. Oh, okay.
Vamp's already out the window.
No, wait, I didn't actually hear you vault. Wait, do you have Q? You don't have Q and Q.
Just breaking everything he's... Did you lose him?
Can you break that
No,
for me?
he knows where he is.
Thank you.
Hey, going up the side of the building. The very confusing start to this run, ending up with every door being broken at the main building and chasing Vamp around the wall. Not getting the hit.
Do you mean to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just playing with the FOV, running right into Gade. Ooh, but he's holding the corners well, making sure Gade doesn't see him. He makes his escape to the next tile. Will he be fast enough? Yes, he will. He'll make that pallet. Gade opting to respect the pallet. Oof, and just waiting for the hit, knocked him out of his power. But with every second that Vamp is standing still, that is time ticking down on his Deep Wound timer. Unfortunately, that does take a little bit of time to tick down, so it's not
No
the
fillers,
strategy you want to do.
GG's, man.
Yo, I'm going, mate.
Oh wait, what?
Oh, he said it starts as soon as I swing. I'm going.
Technically, I probably should start the timer a bit earlier than that, but... Okay, we got a little run around check. Grem taking the early hit, which is to be expected against the Legion. Ooh, he does have that front window, forcing Fox to break the door. Ooh, getting rolled back. Hate to see it. Alright, Grem holding the main building. Will that be enough? Fox trying to block him, but he does have just open space ahead of him.
Oh, darn it, I got stuck. Good job.
GG.
Alright, we're off. Gade immediately running away from Shaq to make an instant drop. That's not going to mean much to the Eerie button, causing an instant break. But it looks like Fox may have lost him.
I hate that you can't see scratch
Temporarily?
marks in Feral Frenzy.
Oh, he missed the hit. Gade choosing not to drop the pallet, and in fact make him take the full cooldown duration, which is more than the stun. And once again, the window is there at the front, meaning that the killer will have to break that door if they're not in their power. Oh, he's getting rollbacked. Ooh, hit right out of his power. hate to see it. Hate to see your performance dip just because of lag.
I think that's lag on my end. I can't tell though.
Right, so
It might
snag a
have
hit.
been. I don't know. That was that. Yeah, it might be lag. You had a little like red mark as well. Just so you know.
Because you were like teleporting a bit for me.
Oh, but he's gonna get it here, and he does.
That blows. GG's.
GG. I'm ready.
Right, we're off to it. Running the shack.
Hook, cringe.
Really holding the side there, making sure he's got the shortest distance possible. Fox opting to go and take that window in power, which is smart, so he can catch up right away. He's not going to respect the balance. He's not going to let Joe know that, hey, I respect balance and we'll wait. Ooh, but this time, Joe did not get that front window, which means the back window is open. And he does get it. Just making a beeline for the car loop. Right, Fox opting to break the pallet instantly and trying to get ahead to block that window. And unfortunately, he can't quite get there in time, and Joe gets the vault. He's going to play around the outside of the TL.
Wait.
And Fox does catch on to where he is. He's playing it very nicely, and we've got the
What?
window block,
What?
and he's over there. Oh, and Fox is losing to the internet.
What? Okay, I'm lagging so hard.
Yeah, and Fox is now spinning around.
Can
And can't.
I request a restart? Because I am lagging like really, really bad. Like unplayably bad.
Are you hosting the lobby?
He's hosting the lobby.
Yes,
There's not really
I
anything
am.
you can do about your lag, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It's up to Joey.
Please, Joey, please. Like,
He gets a
I'm
minimum
honestly
of 30
begging
seconds.
you, man. I
I can see him lagging.
on you.
I can see him lagging. Like, it's fun.
Dude.
Well, if Joe doesn't want it, you gotta live with it. Unfortunately.
You fucking serious?
There's not really anything we can do about your lag. Like,
I know, but I've been playing all day without any fun.
I don't have a mod. I don't have a sports car, but we could 120 down the highway.
All right, he's made it all the way around. Ooh, and he was holding
I'm
the
just saying,
corner.
the bigger the van,
So
the more
Fox
snacks you can
got
hold,
the
okay?
good idea to just go back, not fall for any mind games, get the quick hit. Now, unfortunately, he won't be able to get in front here, and he does respect the pallet, and that will give Vamp enough time to make it to the shack. Oh, and it makes him eat the stun right as he comes out of his power, allowing him to have extra distance. And seeing him in his power, bam, smacks him again. The stun duration being shorter than the actual recovery time, but it does rob him of his power, so that is getting him extra time that Fox cannot sprint. Ooh.
Oh,
Interesting play going back and forth like that. Oh, but he does get around to get the pallet.
no!
GG.
Oh, what the?
I just started the timer.
I'm really. We're starting, okay.
Restart with no chat.
Alright, we got the instant drop. Going straight for the door. Ooh, but he did lose him. He went the wrong way. And Graham is just holding. And getting all the way back around to Shaq. Jojo can call at any time for his position if he is worried about it. But he's not, he found it. That's going to give Graham quite a bit of time, actually, which is a very strong start from him.
Nice dub.
And as I said, that he goes down. And we're off. Jojo making the swing. Ooh, Gade messing with the FOV. And just hiding. Trying to force Jojo to call out and say, hey, where are you? But that strategy not working out quite as well as I think he hoped it would. Now he should have a pallet right along this small wall, and that's quite down.
I had lag. I demand a rematch.
Ooh, right to the window. Oh, and he tried to FOB tech him, get right back into that same window he just came out of, but he saw it coming and got the hit. Now we're gonna see if Fox's unluckiness of dead zones continues, and it looks like it does, which is gonna make a very easy catch up for Vamp.
That's unlucky.
Jojo.
I don't feel that bad anymore.
21.
20.
I don't feel that bad anymore. Yay!
Alright, no plane shack, going straight for that main building.
No, you can't do that. That's cheating.
Probably gonna take, ooh, he's got the extended time duration for his power, but lacking the extra movement speed. Interesting choice. And he's making it all the way back to Shack.
Hey Joey, let's restart this, okay? Come on.
Already asking for a restart.
I'll start on this side this time. Alright, ready? Go!
Ooh, and the window is blocked. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. The window wouldn't be blocked yet. It's way too early for that. Ooh, and he gets the hit while he was camping
Make
the
it
pallet.
the main now.
And now he's gonna take that opportunity to get back to main. He's gonna take the door instead of the window, because we know the back window is already closed. Force him. Ooh, and he gets out of his power immediately and can't make use of the pallet break. But coming out of his power immediately means he has it back right away. Right, he breaks it. Can he catch up with the slower run speed? Do a little dance around the cars. As he has two back-to-back car loops. He's taking the hit. And makes his way to the back corner where everyone else has had terrible, terrible luck with their RNG. It does seem like he's got the TL wall. He does get him. Right, here we go once again. Oh, he catches him coming in through the window immediately. And let's see if he's going to try and get around him, stop him from getting to the pallet, and he does using the lunge from his swing. But will it be enough? And it does not look like it was enough to stop him. Although he will be able to instant brake with his Eerie button. And he gets it. Alright, so we saw a lot of people get caught right at Shack at the beginning of the last couple runs, but they are not going to go do that. They're going to run direct lead to this car loop. Gets the early hit. It is Legion, so that is what we're expecting to see. Using that lunge to try and get in front and block Gade from where he wants to go. The pallet is still up, so this would be the perfect time for Gade to pre-drop because he knows it cannot be instant broken by the Eerie button. And he's going to choose to keep playing out around here instead of going towards the main building, and he went down. Right, heading back to heading back in the main building area. It's probably going to end up taking an early hit.
I did not mean to do that.
Gives him a second hit, so he's going to use that free speed boost to get some distance, get around the corner, and make his way towards the entrance. He's holding at the corner there just to see if he's trying to mind game and come back around, but he does get the window. And you'll head back around, and you'll probably hold this for as long as he can because it is a fairly strong loop. Oh, and it looked like he lost chase there for a second, meaning his bloodlust timer will reset. He played that that loop really nicely. You can see an instant drop. Yes, we do get the instant drop. He was hoping to make him panic ball to go back and take a hit. Playing some mind games around the edge there with the limited line of sight, but he was holding it, and he does get the down.
Max chase for first. You got this.
Right, get the quick hit. We know
What?
that Fox has been having some leg issues today. It's going to make his run extra hard on him, but we'll see what he can get done. Oh no. Oh no, that's not.
Yeah, just
He's lagging. He's just kind of jumping up and down, and appearing everywhere.
I'm starting to notice.
So we'll see how Fox does.
that wasn't. Yep, cool. Okay.
With the completion of Group A, let's break down the points. In 4th place, we have Grimlord with 0 points. In 3rd, Gadelig with 4 points. 2nd, we have Fox with 6 points. And tied for 1st, we have Vamp and Jojo, both with 10 points. Congratulations, Vamp and Jojo. You will be moving on to round 2. Alright, time started. Let's go.
What's wrong with my...
Alright, we're doing the loop-de-loop around Shack. Oh, going for the red glow, or going for the mind game. Hoping to get them to vault back into Shack. Unfortunately, they did not fall for it. You are going to have a shot here. Get the quick pallet break, get that out of the way. Running down the side, they do get the good RNG of having pallets available to them, which is really unfortunate. There is no dead zone there for Spectral to get those easy M1s in the open. They'll just chain that all the way down to the next tile. Now, at least with this tile, the pallet here is a lot weaker. Faking the cloak. They're gonna make their way back to the rocks, use that to their advantage with the pallet being there to avoid the hit. And again, not falling for the mind games and choosing to run straight through Shack and all the way towards the main building area, where they do have a pretty strong car loop. Spectral looks like trying to fake him out with the facing one direction and moving the other. Apply looking for something to chain to, and is able to chain. That's done into the gas pump loop, but not quite able to get their way into the main building, so they're gonna have to go around the back. But now we've got a fully open, we've got the convenience store side open. And it's a little bit of a weaker pallet, but there is no back window for them to chain that into. They can run in here, but it is ultimately a dead end, and we're going to see if Spectral can snag a hit here. And just blocking him from being able to really do anything. And able to get that hit We are at the halfway mark now, and that taking that speed boost from that hit to get to this car loop and trying to chain that into the stronger structures on this half of the map. And of course, they have the window, and it's gonna make it very difficult to snag a hit. But maybe Spectral can do some sort of mind game here. Unfortunately, just holding W seems to be prevailing in this situation. You're gonna keep trying to loop. So they keep trying to loop the window as much as they can, using Wraith's power to get the fast pallet break. And now this pallet can be deceptively strong, but we are using Wraith, so maybe Spectral's trying to play for some sort of mind game, but ultimately deciding not to, and then just chase them down.
Ah, well played.
He's got 30 seconds left to try and snag a hit. But it looks like it's going to be hard for him to do, especially as he just is trying desperately, to get away from that, holding W and getting the window. And unfortunately not breaking that pallet's coming back for him. He's chaining too. He's only got 10 seconds left he needs to run. So unfortunately, it was a max out time. Choosing not to cloak this time, but instead stay uncloaked. Hopefully, trying to get an early Shack pallet. We have no Shack pallet or no Shack mind games going on here. It's like just gonna play every tile, drop as quick as possible, and move on. Spectral trying to fake out the cloak, and then ultimately choosing to break the pallet as quick as possible. Breaking that back door. Oh, I didn't see her go back around. Definitely knows where they are. Chases around the main building. And snags it and ends up on the same side. Finds him still in cloak and gets that fast break. Can hear Jinxie coming out over that bell and gets the down at 140. Obviously, take the window as Rudy passes by. Or he might be able to snag a hit here, and he does. It does not matter that he's going to eat the stun. The hit is way more valuable. Making their way directly to the main building, and Spectral's wasting no time opening the door. Just saying, I'm not gonna let that happen. And with no pallet in sight, gets the hit. And we're off. Silo holding the edge of the shack, trying to get any glimpse of the killer that she can. Spectral doing a little red glow mind game, trying to confuse the Silo as to where he is. And the Silo's having none of that. And she just completely moves away. She's going to try and get the stun. And she does, stunning him just as he's coming out of his power. And she does have good RNG and has a rock, has 2 pallets back to back. And now let's see if she can chain them together, or if she has to double back to Shaq. And she is choosing to run back to the pallet that has not been broken yet. Seeing that it's broken, she's holding W, trying to get as far as she can. Spectral not even coming in to try and body block the pallet. Instead of eating that hit and trying to chain it into something around main building. She does have overcome, allowing for that extra distance after the hit as she jumps in through the back window and is probably going to immediately leave through the front and try and chain something. Oh, and Spectral just absolutely whiffing there last second. Very unfortunate. And he does get it as a 126. We have a quick start. Missile is going to try and... unfortunate. He waited it out perfectly. By waiting that out perfectly, so that didn't get stunned, and B can immediately break it past. And just snagging a hit off the tip of his blade. And it doesn't look like it's got great RNG. But she is holding her nerves and not instant dropping. She does get the stun. As Apply misses the attack. Just waiting back and forth. Apply coming in, trying to block the pallet, and successfully doing so. Getting the down at 1 minute. Apply taking those extra speed add-ons to catch up. Not the pallet breaking. And you can see it coming into effect here. As they're able to actually get ahead of Spectral. He's gonna need that stun. The Spectral runs straight back to Shaq. Attempt to use the lunge. Unfortunately, he could not quite get that distance. Breaking the pallet and running along the back side of the map, hoping to get something. Unfortunately, Applied could not quite get there to block the window, but does have the opportunity to block a pallet. Spectral's just taking that to run away. Now it's a fairly weak pallet. You can mind game it, and Spectral's just choosing to pick a direction and run. Try and gain as much distance as possible. As he runs towards the main building. He does have... he doesn't have the gas pump loop, but he does have this loop to use. The pallet is broken, and he'll continue around the back side of the main building, hoping for a spot to get in. And he didn't have the window, unfortunate, but that does mean he has the front window, and the front door is closed. Spectral opting to go around the long way, not quite being able to block him from getting the pallet stun, as he uses that to build distance. And Spectral just continues to run down the middle, trying to put as much distance as he can from Applied, who will catch up very quickly because of those cloak movement speed add-ons. Dodging the hit, and then eventually getting grabbed out of the locker for a 222. And we're just waiting for chase to end, and we're off. Apply realizing that they cannot block the pallet, trying to hopefully get them to panic run, panic drop, or panic vault there while uncloaking out of sight. But Jinxie is able to hold it together and just have those Knights of Steel and not drop anything. Getting this done, looking for something to chain the loop to, but seeing that there isn't much around, so they're choosing to stay by this vault. Just see what they can get, and using that brief second while they were out of sight from Apply to make it to the next loop. But they could get hit here, and they do. With a quick hit before they get to the pallet, trying to chain that mini sprint burst from the pallet into a main building run. And they do get down at a 59-54. Now these guys being too efficient for me, starting extra early. It seemed like they both knew what was going on though. Anyway, we're back here running around Shack, getting a quick pallet break, getting that pesky God pallet at Shack out of the way, taking the short side, hoping to get something here, and unfortunately unable to. That is the more mind-gameable side of the two, especially with Wraith in the extended lunge range coming out of Cloak. But it looks like he's just going to end up having a whole W. Oh, and they make a mistake, and he does manage to get a hit. Chaining that hit into the structure up ahead. And it is the long wall jungle gym. Waiting to see if you can fake him out. Nice. But you can just barely see Apply over the top with the survivor's third-person perspective point of view. And he's playing mind games here, knowing that pallet, once it goes down, is very strong. And is just shy of getting the hit. As Rudy continues to run around this building, not breaking the pallet, continuing to come out, do chase, and let's get the down. He gets the down right before the pallet. Alrighty. Consile expertly holding those corners, trying to keep Jinxie away for as long as possible. Does she make it to this next pallet? Unfortunately, Jinxie is able to block the pallet, and Consile will take that hit. But it does give her the opportunity to chain that into something, and unfortunately, not having that great luck with the main building RNG, and she is able to dead hard right through the hit. Spectral actually deciding to 99 his sprint burst so he can outrun the lunge. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and he got hit through that. It's a very smart idea. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. Let's see if he can actually make it to the next pallet. Ooh, just choosing to ignore the pallet and make his way to the window. And he does get that window.
Apply.
Well, I'm not the lobby host.
Wait, you're not?
Just doing a little dance in front of the car. Waiting for the pallet to drop. Trying to get the panic bolts going, but a little bit unsuccessful. Can't quite get the hit, which is very unfortunate for Jinxie, as that is going to allow Spectral to make it to another tile and possibly chain this one into another pallet stun, or just get the pallet down and buy him some more time. He's doing an excellent job. Now he's going to be able to pallet loop this. Jinxie coming in with that, with those perks to run it extra fast in Cloak, and they're actually going to be able to catch up will not be able to block the pallet. And Apply is just choosing to run to the next one and expertly throwing down that pallet, making sure that they're going to force Jinxie's hand so buying them some more time to get to the next loop. Now, unfortunately, we have a very weak tile here. It doesn't give Jinxie a whole lot to work with. Let's see what they can do with it. They're making the best of what they got. Ooh, and just misses. And is able to get away with that pallet drop. Still playing around. This one small pop and down. Alright. Mr. Wayne, aka Rudy, aka Juicy Wayne, making his way towards the main building, stopping at this loop here. Getting the stun mid-swing, allowing him to get... Oh, he could have had it some extra distance, but chose to stay at the loop and try and link that back to Shaq and see if he can play the God Pallet, play Shaq, as it is one of the strongest tiles for the survivors. He's going to make that window before the uncloak and loop back around and get that Shaq Pallet down, buying himself those extra precious seconds, denying that first hit as long as he can. Continuing to play Shaq and looping very nicely, connecting the two tiles next to each other. You've got Jinxie hanging out on the weaker side for the survivor on that long wall. But unfortunately, they are just able to make it right back to Shaq. And they'll link that right back to the same tile. So we'll see here if Jinxie decides to force that pallet throw and see if they can't try and get them to run away from Shaq, because that is a very strong setup getting right into the window. The window is now blocked, and they will snag that first hit as they make their way towards the main building. They do have the gas pump loop, and Jinxie is going to dominate the center of the loop to try and block them from being able to get there. But they just held right there and denied them any shot at getting a hit. Jinxie breaking the pallet, saying, "I'm done here, you gotta go to the next loop." And choosing to immediately break that back door, which is a strong choice. They see that they did come inside and was able to snag that hit and get the down. Alright. Ooh, we got some weird RNG there on the side with Trash just spawning right next to the corner of the shack. See if that plays into anything. It doesn't look like it is a fat shame, so they will be able to, the killer should be able to move through it just fine. Doing a pretty standard run around shack, run around, go through the window. Gonna use up as much time as she possibly can. And getting that pallet break. Allowing Scylla to get as much distance as possible as she runs to this truck loop. And if it's like the past, she tries to make her way towards the main building, and she is, sorry, I should say, it does appear that she's trying to make her way to the main building, and just trying to deny that extended lunge. Getting the pallet drop, and just checking to make sure, yeah, he is in fact breaking it before moving on. Scylla choosing to stand right in the middle of the pallet to try and maximize her chance of getting a stun or blocking Wayne from from getting a hit. And she does get that stun and starts to make her way around but this place does tend to be a very large dead zone, and Wayne might be able to snag a hit here. The window was back there, but did decide not to use it. Decides to respect the pallet and go around, allowing Nasada to make it to the front door without taking that first hit, but he is going to block off the window and try and trap Nasada as best he can, and he snags his first hit as she gets the medium vault through the window. Decides to open up the garage to just get that quick access instead of going through the window or going around the back. Nasada's having this long rock wall. Ooh, and he gets stuck and is unable to backwards to moonwalk into the smack. And Nasada is managing to make it to the next tile. Let's see how she does. This tile being a little deceptively weaker than you might think at first. And it looks like she's being greedy. She possibly is holding a dead hard here. And she gets the dead hard into the smack and is going to use that to try and get all the way back to Shaq. And she is able to get back to Shaq, but unfortunately, Shaq pallet is dropped, but she does fall for the mind game and goes down.
Good chase, no sound.
Right, and we're off. Spectral deciding that he did not want the pallet side. And chose to take the side that opened up to the rest of the map. Window's now blocked after the 3 vaults. Is he gonna go straight through, drop the pallet? And he does. He's got another fairly strong tile here. Spectral is deciding to just dominate that pallet, make sure that Rudy can't get in there and can't block him from the pallet drop. And again, we have another one of these deceptively strong loops. Spectral does get that stun. Let's see if he can play it into the gas pump loop, and he doesn't need to because the window is open, and leaving Rudy here to have to break down the door. Oh, he's going to play around this tile, but does he leave? No, he chooses to hold that position to drop this tile, or drop this this pallet right here and stay in the corner, which is a dangerous position to be, but he can probably link that. Yes, he does, right into the open window. Making his way back to the center of the map, seeing what he can find. He does get a pallet right here, and he's going to play this loop, choosing to stay here for as long as he can, and Rudy forces him to leave by breaking the pallet. Now he's gonna wait. Oh, choosing to just hop it once and go. Takes him back to Shaq. And he will get close enough to snag a hit here. And now with the door broken, the window being a little less safe, Rudy not being able to get that hit at the car as Spectral continues to run around here, and it doesn't look like he's got much, and goes down in the dead zone. Right, oh, tried for the window fake. Butterfly was not having any of it. And they do have the window out front. Jesus has got to break the door, and there is no window in the back. Butterfly does manage to get through, no problem. But Juicy Wayne, aka Rudy, managing to block the pallet drop, hoping to catch a fly on the way around. And they do, but will that be enough to get the hit? No, but they're in a very dangerous spot here. trying to go for the panic bolt. Again, we have a relatively strong pallet, but a weak area to be in overall, as you don't have a whole lot that you can join this tile to while everything is closed like this. And he's trying to make the panic bolt happen to get the hit, and just isn't quite able to get it. And a force apply back into the corner and break the pallet as apply runs back out that door. Apply chooses to take the front exit through the window. Looks like the front area here is mostly a dead zone, but they do manage to find that one pallet that's still in the area, and looks like they're lining up for a window vault, and they do get it. And now we're back at Shack. Very strong place for Apply to be right now. And getting that pallet drop and hoping to get as much distance as they can, make it to the next tile. And they did not get that pallet to spawn, but they do have this jungle gym that they can play with. Choosing to do the immediate break, not even take a second to be around there, and just try and maximize as much time as they can. Now with the uncloak, Rudy might be able to get something here, and let's see what he can pull together. Fortunately, Apply went around the long side, denying any chance at the extended lunge that Wraith gets from the hit, and a little disrespect to Teabag there right at the end, coming in for a 240. And we're off. Jinxie running towards that main building, knowing that it is fairly strong. Trying to play each tile safely and evaluate whether or not they can make it without taking a hit. Getting that first drop and making their way back to Shack, and choosing to not play those mind games and just drop the pallets very quickly. As Rudy comes around. So using that lithe, right? That is lithe. I'm not saying yes, that was lithe. To get to the next tile, and maybe even they're gonna eat that hit right there, but use that to link back to Shack. As they just take the long way around. Ooh, and not falling for the mind games, choosing to just run the exterior and hope that they chose to vault, which ultimately didn't amount to too much, although it was, in my opinion, the right decision, because they were able to get around, but the pallet was still up. Taking the long way around. And, just short of being able to control the loop and body block the pallet. Right, catches up. We know there's no back window, but they are able to get around out the front. Getting the drop, trying to make them panic. And just misses. Actually, where did they go? They were like standing right inside him. Now we're back here again, playing more mind games, and they do get the down for a runtime.
How did that
of
not hit?
255.
Closing out Group B, we have Jinxie and Apply to Forehead, grabbing the top 2 spots and moving on to round 2.
Okay, we got the immediate pallet drop. And heading towards that strong main building. But do they get enough tiles here to actually make it there? Especially with Slinger's ability to hit you and pull you back in. Can really stop you from getting those corners. And it does look like they got the RNG, so they have the window, and he makes it out the back there and around. And he's heading to the fun bus, everyone's favorite tile. As we have Vamp taking the longer way around, hoping to get that hit. And he does get the hit into the window, which is very fortunate for him because that is normally a very strong tile. And let's see what's going on here. Immediate pallet drop into this long rock wall. And going for the hit, doesn't get it. As they appear to be going to the... What is that back there? 4 wall? Nope, going back to Shack. Pallet is not there, so it is not as strong as it could be. But it seemed to be going to be to make it work. Oh, tries to go for a sneaky window hit, but is unsuccessful. And it looks like he might be able to get the hit before he gets the window. And ending the chase with a 127. Okay, we got the immediate Shack pallet drop and running for distance, getting as far away from Vamp as possibly can. Jinxie looking to make use of this junk tile here. Let's see how well they can play it. Manages to get the vault, but that's not going to be good enough to avoid a hit. Now, of course, Deathslayer does get a stun there, but we can see it doesn't matter too much as he's already caught right back up. And of course, this time he will need to land the hit to actually do the damage, and it looks like he gets it. He's going for that advantage.
You gotta do what you gotta do to win.
Okay, and we're off to it. Obviously taking the default to avoid the easy run back to main. And let's see how much distance they get with that forced pallet break. They do make it to Fun Bus, and can they make it work for them? Making him hang out there on the side, going for those mind games, trying to get them to panic, but Apply is not falling for it. Having those nerves of steel, running back, oh, and making it through once more.
I feel that badly.
And Vamp has found her and making the run. Using expert use of that cover of the car to avoid the hits. Trying to delay Vamp's shot as long as possible. And can't avoid that, and you're going to take the damage state no matter what. So not only are they damaged, Vamp chose to take the stun and apply the deep wound status effect to apply. Thus forcing him to not be able to recover any of his exhaustion, because if he stands still that long, his mend timer will go down. But he's choosing to mend mid-chase. Ooh, that was a nice shot, but unfortunately it doesn't connect. And that one does, and let's see if he can get around in time to get that hit. And can't quite do it. He's really close, but not quite there. As we go around a second time around this loop, Apply's going to have to do a little dance to make sure that their deep wound timer doesn't run out. And we can see Vamp going for that trick shot again through the window, but ultimately being unsuccessful as Apply runs behind the wall. Apply doing a really great job here, avoiding that second damage state as they make their way towards main. And we're going to see if Vamp can get the cutoff. And he's listening through the wall, and he gets real close. And gets that hit, going down at a 223. Right, choosing to 99 is sprint burst. Unfortunately... Oh, no, it does look like get off. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. That is going to carry him to the main.
Including this? That's crazy.
And he's just going to continue to pre-drop to avoid those hits. And he manages to dodge that, forcing the wall break just in case he comes back. And he moves off back towards Shaq. Gonna play this and hopefully loop it into something that's also around. He's not dropped the Shaq pallet yet, and he's opting to pre-drop for the best scenario, and that's going to allow him to get some distance. As he decides to play around the truck, he still hasn't taken his first hit yet, which is really good for him. And forcing... Ooh, gets the hit. Looks like that was a bit of rollback, but it is unfortunate, and you just gotta live with that because that happens sometimes. Forcing him to run and not drop as he goes for that ranged attack, making it real risky for him to drop. And he just misses. And he heads back. He's like, yep, I'm going to pre-drop that while I have the time. And then try and do his best to make it anywhere as he goes back towards the main building. Gets the medium vault into the main building. Going to force Joe to go around and hopefully get a hit. Now he can play this here, and he does manage to dodge and get the pre-drop. That is absolutely huge. And now he runs around the long wall, being very careful for that, but ultimately was unable to dodge that last hit. And we're off. Choosing not to do the pre-drop, but instead try and make a round. Ooh, gets the dodge as he blind fires around the corner, hoping for that hit. And gets the swing right in the middle of the TL, getting him that early hit in the run. Forcing Jinxie to do that pre-drop and just get as far as they can away. Dropping on the opposite side to make use of that lithe to carry themselves to the main building. Opting to not go in and loop back around, but instead stay on the outside. Not dropping that pallet as it's very easily sidestepped. Running back here towards the long rock wall and taking a hit and going down. Okay, and we're off to it. Getting that pallet right out of the way as Supply makes their way past the fun bus, going for that jungle gym just back here. And he is able to make use of his lithe to get back to fun bus. Very strong tile for themselves and getting that window hit. Joe trying to get that ranged, but can't quite make it connect. That Supply stays in the fun bus. He continues to loop it. Gonna milk this tile for all it's worth. Going around so he can't get that ranged hit so easily. You can hear him breaking the pallet as he comes around the corner. And you can see that Apply has continued to run to the next tile. Getting that quick pallet drop to avoid that ranged hit. And Joe circling to try and just make sure that they have to leave and not mess with any mind games. Again, Apply expertly just holding that W key, getting away out of range of his attack. Playing that perfect distance, just causing him to come up short and miss. He's not quite able to make that hit as they run around the side of Shaq. And we can see that Joe ended up walking the long way around to find Apply. which is going to cost him some time. Playing those lines of sights really well, making sure that Joe can't get any of those through the wall hits, make him have to guess where he is, dodging that attack, going for the window, opting to run down that lane and move on. See, Joe is far behind Apply as they make their way around. Not quite having the line of sight, but knowing exactly where he is, having to follow that long path until he can catch up and close that distance. And as he's been doing this entire time, keeping as much distance between him and Pyramid Head as possible, wants to take no chances with that ranged attack. And he just manages to dodge it every time. Joe not being able to land that hit, as Apply is doing an excellent job dodging all of those attacks. He has made his way back to the Fun Bus, but the pallet is no longer there. And Joe finally manages to land that ranged attack through the bus wall, but that will allow Apply some more time to get to main building. And keep those line of sight blockers in between them. Taking the Condemned, although it does nothing really in the 1v1 except give Pyramid Head a small amount of time where he's got Killer Instinct. Apply just confidently running right through that attack, causing it to miss. We're into our last minute before max out time. Now he does have that Killer Instinct and does get the hit right before max out time at 4:25. And we are off. Apply allowing Vamp to take side closest to the main building, but doesn't look like it matters too much right now as they've run back to Shack, taking the window. And Apply is holding, hoping he can get a hit with his power and surprise with that fast window vault. Vamp getting that instant pallet drop, allowing him to build some distance, hoping to just stay out of the way of Wesker's power. As it is a double whammy, not only would they take a health state, but they'll also run down the infection timer and possibly have to deal with being hindered as well. Ooh, and the power messes up and he does not get that instant vault, but it doesn't matter as he Reclo mind gamed around. It looks like he's going to score a hit here, and he does. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem like that much of a strong setup for Vamp to run to with that mini sprint burst that comes with the hit. And he's going to play around this tile and hope that he can stay out of the range of Wesker's power, and he is able to do that so far. This Vamp comes around, and it looks like Apply gets that hit at a 127. And here we go again. So we run around the side. Ooh, catching him off guard as he goes around. Manages to make that dodge, though, sending Wesker out to the side of Shack. But will that be enough time for them to make it to this structure without taking a hit? And it looks like it is. They're going to hope to get him as they come out there, holding and waiting for a good shot. And he does get it into the slam for the first damage state, as Joe now has to deal with the ticking timer that is his infection as it goes up. Once it does hit max, he will be hindered, and that's going to be pretty much the end of him for a 1v1 chase. So he's going to have to make as much distance as he can before that point. Opting to stay at Shack. being able to out-mind game the Wesker. As he comes around again for another hit and isn't quite able to land it. You have some red glow mind games going on the weaker palette. But can he get this hit? He's going to opt to put his power away and just double back and hopefully get it this time around. He's going to swing and he hits it. And we're off to the races. Getting that pallet right out of the way at the start this time, not leaving it up, not choosing to vault it, as that did come back to bite the last round. He's looking for him, can't quite see him, but he just catches a glimpse as he comes around to the structure, trying to red glow mind game him, and he's not falling for it, and is able to dodge both rush attacks and make it to this tractor loop. And unfortunately, Apply does hit the tires there as he's coming around and is unable to vault that pallet. He's trying to mind game him. Here's the vault. Here's a vault back. And is trying to catch him off guard. And Jinxie's just going to hold it. Make him vault and not take any chances whatsoever. Managing to get through, but can't quite get around, and does get by him while he's in the cooldown of his power, allowing him to stay here for a little bit longer. Apply, saying, I'm done here, and breaking that pallet, forcing Jinxie to leave that tile. Jinxie makes their way to main, going for that window vault. They know it's there. As Apply tries to come around, and Jinxie just expertly doubling back, playing that, banking on the fact that Apply was going to go around the side and try and catch him off guard, crouching so he can't see where he is, making really great use of those line of sights and lack of information to mess with Applied. And it seems to be working very well. Gets the medium vault, hides in the corner, plays that line of sight, and gets out right behind him. But Applied is is caught on to his tricks and is right there following behind. With those two missed dash attacks, puts him a little bit further back than he probably wants to be, but he can see that he's here. He knows that Jinxie has been playing these line of sight mind games with him and trying to figure out where he's going to go next. And he does manage to get the attack, but cannot manage to hit him into anything, and opting to run into the killer and take that M1. He's going to hold here as long as possible, sees that he's breaking, and sees the next pallet he wants to use, but can he make it in time? And he does make it, and using Wesker's cooldown to his disadvantage to hop that pallet one more time, and opting to play this here as long as he can. But can he stay away from Wesker long enough? He manages to dodge, but is hit there finally at a 3:15. Very respectable time. Alright, here we go. Jinxie charging up that chainsaw. Ooh, getting a nice curve, but not quite able to get that hit. As he jumps into the main building, forcing him to go around. And he is able to curve for a 30. Alright, and here we go. So we've seen last round Jinxie make that nice curve around the shack. We're going to see what he chooses to do here as Joe runs away from Shack. He unfortunately, it looks like he got a little bit of that auto aim and gets hit right into that tree. And we're pretty much back right where we started, back at Shack. as he's feathering that chainsaw, and Joe continues to run around the side, just holding it right there on the edge, and very good curves holding next to the side of Shaq, but unfortunately it isn't quite enough, and choosing to break and use that low pro to get right through the pallet. And very close, but not close enough to getting that hit. As we continue to go around, and he unfortunately overheats and cannot continue that use of the chainsaw. So he's going to have to go in for the M1 while he waits for it to come off of cooldown, which is very unfortunate for him. But can he get the M1 here? Yes, he can, and does get that hit. As we go back around this car loop, he's going to break through. And again, ends up hitting the tire. That is very unfortunate. And he's going to go use his chainsaw to catch up and see that Joey has made his way to the next tile, and we do have Jinxie right up behind. And he gets the smackdown for a 201. Right, here we go for the final round of the semis. Jinxie versus Apply. We have Jinxie charging his saw, waiting for the chance to hit Apply, and he does do a very nice curve out the side of Shaq, but is ultimately unable to get that hit. Apply using the Lithe to get around as far away as they can from Jinxie. As we know, Jinxie is running the low pro chain, so the pallet, the pre-drop pallet there won't do much if his chainsaw is charged. Trying to make use of the red stain mind game as he comes around and is able to land the hit for a 46.
At the end of round 2, we have both Jinxie and Apply 2 Forehead tied for first with 9 points and moving on to the finals.
Right, here we go. First round of the finals with Jinxie and Applied both playing demo. Entering the first round of this, where they have to run 3 runs on the same map with no resets. Apply getting that early hit at the fun bus. Or sorry, not Apply, Jinxie getting that early hit at the fun bus. And it's the strong version of Fun Bus 2, and he's going right into Lithe, getting as far away from Jinxie as he can. Getting far enough away that Jinxie's starting to build Bloodlust, and they are going to play around Shaq to make sure that he can't get the full use of it and force that pallet break, taking away the Bloodlust, giving him more time to run as they play this weaker 4 lane. Into what is the other trash heap tiles that are here on this map. He goes and he gets that first down at a 106. And we are off again. Having this... Ooh, he does get that pallet drop. And we can hear that he jumped out, heading back towards this fun bus side, trying to keep as much stuff in between him and Jinxie as possible so he can't get that easy shred. Sounds like Jinxie has lost chase, meaning he isn't gaining Bloodlust, and he'll just have to catch up on his base movement speed alone. And he is able to catch up with that nice shred attack, just shortly coming up behind. What's important is that he has closed that distance. Oh, Applied sees that he didn't break the pallet, and he's going to punish him for it by going back to it. And unfortunately, he does miss that shred and hits the rock next to it as he chains back to this tile right next to the hill, and he's going to say, okay, I'm just going to keep running past here. We've already used the pallet. Let's look for something else more useful to me. And he's going to take the window and get the hit down at a 231 for round 2. Oh, sorry, that is my bad. That was totally full health. Big mistake on my part. We will be taking Goddess's time for the future now. Out the back of the fun bus, making his way around. Can he get that hit here? No, it is not very likely. He's going to have to force the M1 or finally get that down. Ooh, playing the Shred Mine game and getting that early hit. As they know, they still have Fun Bus, they still have that pallet there, and this is still an incredibly strong tile for them to use. And this is the final run. And we'll see what they can do. Apply. Going to be very liberal with their pallet use now, because this is the final run. Use it or lose it. Trying to play around this short wall here, and Jinxie not falling for it. Seeing him go take the long way around, going to opt to shred. As it appears they're going to play this window, maybe go back to Fun Bus again if they can get away with it, as they play this wall here. Making use of that window. I'm going to keep holding with the line of sight broken, knowing that they can't be shredded that easily from there. Charging their shred and just missing as we're back at the long rock wall. Instant breaking that pallet, trying to save as much time as possible. Finally going down at what I have as a 5:02, but my time is off, so we have to wait for confirmation on the real time. Here we go, into the final 3 rounds. Apply as killer and Jinxie as survivor. Running around the shack. I'm going to play it as long as they can. And the use of your resources is really crucial here, as they have to make 3 runs with no resets other than a heal. Opting to get as far away from Shack as they can. Apply has not lost them, but also has not entered Chase, meaning they haven't started building up Bloodlust yet. And Bloodlust has started to build as we get into the Chase. And Jinxie has this incredibly strong tractor tile. And let's see, are they going to choose to... Yes, choose to immediately throw that pallet and avoid the shred attack. Looking for something to use. Oh, as Apply misses the shred. And we continue our little circle around this tile, taking that window vault, allowing them to get live value to make it around another time. And head back towards the truck tile. Doing a little dance around the garbage there. And it looks like Apply is going to get their first hit at about 1:23. As Jinxie makes their way back to Shack. Again, choosing to avoid the Shack pallet, as it is a God pallet and they definitely don't want to lose it. And now we enter the junk tile that is the, I believe that is referred to as the Wendy's Baconator tile. And it is not a very strong survivor tile. And we end with a 146. And we're off to it again. Playing the Shack super tight. Gonna try and dodge out the shred. Not quite being able to pull it off and making their way back around. Doing the spins, try to fake him out, try to keep him off balance, not let him know where he's going, but Jinxie is able to determine where his intended target is as he keeps running for his life around the shack, dodging the shred, trying to desperately find something to tie it into, and getting the stun right after hitting, after the shred cooldown ended, maximizing the amount of time that applied is in cooldown. Making their way around the TL. Looking for the double back. He did manage to double back, but will that be enough time to get it? He gets the medium vault, but ultimately ends up going down at a 257. Into our final run here. Unfortunately, Jinxie having to start injured because they accidentally used up their entire medkit in the last round with the insta-heal, and will have to play extra hard to make sure that they don't take any hits to maximize this final run. Going to desperately looking for those pallets, trying to block every single hit possible. And we could see the shred, and down at a 325.
Congratulations apply to Forehead on taking the top spot with a time of 5 minutes and 3 seconds and becoming the next champion of the loops. Well done. I'd like to take this time to say thank you to Nasyla for helping organize the event both before and during, and to the Goddess for helping keep track of everybody's times. Thank you so very much. Without your help, this event would not have been what it was.